Hi, it's BlazeJack3. So before we get into the video, I have to say only one thing. I do not like Ultra Instinct. Yeah. So I know you're like, well, why don't you like Ultra Instinct? You know, it was a very cool transformation in the Tournament of Power. You know, it really changed the game for all of Dragon Ball. I mean, I did like it. I honestly did like it. The first Ultra Instinct transformation, well, technique, that was pretty cool. It was a cool design with Goku's regular hair with like an aura around himself, and it was the aspect of actually having his body fight for him. No, actually like dodge for him, basically. And that was what was pretty cool. I don't know, it just seemed pretty cool. I mean, maybe his body could fight for him as well in the long run, but I don't know. The first part of Ultra Instinct was amazing. You know, it was deemed as a technique. You know, first it was like, oh, the guys even had trouble doing it, and Goku was able to do it, you know, in the Tournament of Power. That was pretty cool. I don't have a problem with all that. You know, like I said, the first transformation, it was awesome. You had the cool hair. You had Goku, who was unable to really like even fight regularly because his body itself was so bent on just dodging mainly that he couldn't really do anything. His physical attacks were worthless, but he could still do blast attacks, which I'm guessing is why maybe his ultimate technique in that form would be Kamehameha. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. I like it. The design is amazing. I love it. I mean, he gets thrown in and out of it plenty of times, but the main problem that I do have is Mastered Ultra Instinct. I don't like it. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's any of you. I do not like Mastered Ultra Instinct. It didn't make any sense. First of all, the song itself in the intro of the show, it did say that Goku would be unconscious the next time he did it, so that way he could master it. That's what we thought, because as long as he was conscious, he couldn't, every time he thought, basically, it would interrupt his body's movement of actually dodging and getting stuff out of the way and everything, as long as he was conscious. If you would see somebody come and punch you, would you just sit there? No, you would try to move out of the way. But the deal here was Goku had to let his body do it itself. So that was the main problem. You would think, okay, so he would just have to be unconscious, but no, they go to Master Ultra Instinct where it turns his hair white. I mean, it still looks cool, but it didn't make any sense. And the fact that he could still fight and be conscious, especially the fact that he even took out Jiren's attack before it hit the stadium. And I'm like, well, that was a fully conscious attack. That kind of defeats the purpose of Ultra Instinct. And maybe that's the reason Goku fell out of it. I don't know. Or maybe the toll was too great on his body. I don't know. But it doesn't make any sense. The first one, it seemed pretty cool. It was legit. Like, okay, yeah, he doesn't have total. I would have been good if they kept the original design for the Ultra Instinct instead of the white hair. It just looks way better. I like it. Now all they did was just draw Goku with like shading around his whole body and white hair. I don't like that. Even with that little transformation with, he was like right here with the little white aura and the space looking skin or something like that. That would have been better. I mean, I don't know. It seems, I don't know. And not just that, they turn it into a transformation once it's mastered. I don't like that it's the transformation. It doesn't make sense. I would think that if the gods were able to do it, it wouldn't transform them. It's just your body doing something. And I don't know. It just seems very, it just seems very rushed. It seems very, it doesn't seem very thought out, honestly. You know, I would think that it was a technique, a high technique that not anyone can master. It's not a wave. It's not it shouldn't even be a transformation. It should just be a technique which even the gods themselves can't even do. And if they have tried to do it before, then they failed at it. They've already said it. I don't even know if anybody else has been able to do it, honestly. And not just that, one other problem I have with the Master Ultra Instinct, it gives Goku such a big boost in power. If this was just a technique to make his body fight for him, or at least dodge for him, I don't know. It doesn't make sense for him to get that powerful. But maybe that's just saying that it makes you that powerful because all your energy isn't being wasted on thinking and doing all that and trying to move out of the way and wasting energy. It's just bam, right there. Your body does it itself, so all your energy reserves are saved up all the way. Maybe that's the reason. But it shouldn't be a transformation. I see it as your 100% power gets put out all the way. That's what the first version of Ultra Instinct looked like. It looked like Goku could actually be that powerful, but he was doing it the wrong way. Maybe Ultra Instinct made it seem like that could probably untap your full power without having to actually exert any energy. That's really what it seemed like when it first came out. But now the Master, it doesn't make any sense. That boost in power alone should not be there just by having your body move by itself. That defeats the whole purpose. And not just that, I don't know, the fact that Goku couldn't even go into it after the tournament of power, that's pretty absurd. Or is it? You know, I don't know. One thing that I have thought of why he can't go into it after the tournament of power, I think that because the tournament of power, it was in this little contained space area. No blast would exit it. Time slowed down in it. You couldn't even fly. I mean, it was just that much of a space. I don't even know how you can fly, but you couldn't. It was a big place. That was a huge stadium. So basically what I have to say is, remember when Topo used his God of Destruction key, and let's say it took him maybe about 10 to like 30 seconds, maybe 10 to 15 seconds to really charge up by each attack. And honestly, the tournament of power here must have been going on for hours, just hours. But I think Whis even said it himself, or with the DBS, I think, that actually the tournament, it actually takes place in the real world for like 30 minutes. So that's really fast, honestly. These characters by themselves had to been going so fast by themselves that even with the time slowed down, it was just in a span of 30 minutes. Just think about that. It's a kind of like a time anomaly thing, honestly. But look at this. If time was slowed down, Topo's got a destruction key, and in the real world, there would be no time limit to how many times he could recharge it and blast someone with the key. It was like 10 to like 15 seconds or something in between it. Like maybe 5 seconds, honestly, when he was fighting Vegeta. So that means that in the real world, it's instantaneous. He doesn't even have to recharge or anything. And that might be the same thing with Ultra Instinct as well. I think that in the tournament of power, it slowed down so much that instead of actually being a technique, it actually did be a transformation. It probably just encased his whole body from being slowed down so much. It's kind of like a reflex. Instead of jumping out of the way instantaneously, it's just imagine just floating through the air or something. I mean, it's not a good explanation, but I think it was slowed down so much that it wasn't even just a technique. I think that if Goku tried to use it in the real world, I don't think that it will actually be a transformation. I think that it will actually literally just be helpful enough for you to literally get out of the way. Just to get out of the way of any attack, whether it be physical, a blast attack, an explosion, a planetary size explosion, anything. You can get out of the way in any time or any moment. And I'm thinking, well, since he's back to regular speed, it wouldn't be a transformation. It wouldn't even encase his whole body. It would just bloop right on his body, and he'd just get out of the way real quick. Almost like instant transmission. That's kind of what I think that Ultra Instinct kind of should have been. Especially mastered, if anything. It should have been the closest thing to instant transmission. Because instant transmission, you have to pretty much lock on to something. With Ultra Instinct, it should have been neither of that. You should have automatically been sent to a safe place, either on the battlefield or away from it. That should have been what Ultra Instinct should have been. Not just that, another problem I do have is that Ultra Instinct mastered. I don't get, if it was supposed to dodge every attack, there should not have been a fight with Jiren. They should not have been hitting each other. I know I didn't show it in the footage yet. Well, actually, I'm not going to show it in footage either. But they should not have been hitting each other. That was the whole point of Ultra Instinct. Goku should not have been hit even on the fists by Jiren. It doesn't matter how fast Jiren is, Ultra Instinct is you cannot get hit. That was the whole point of the whole transformation. And I think that it was, like I said, it felt very rushed. The first Ultra Instinct, it made sense. It had a good battle with Kefla. I liked it. It was amazing. I loved it. He even did that inverted Kamehameha right in her face. That was amazing. I'm serious. That was an amazing fight. I love that fight. I think they should have kept that transformation and kept it that simple, because if it was just, it just seemed more better. It seemed better to even be more like a technique, and it looked more natural. It looked like it looked like all of Goku's power was resorted to just maybe his appearance with like a little tiny like white outline or something, and that's just it, and his black hair just stood up or something. That's what it looked like. It looked cool. It looked like it could be something Goku could actually do, but Master, it looks like a whole transformation out of nowhere, and it kind of in the end didn't even go anywhere, especially since he can't even do it anymore. But I mean, like I said, if they could do, I think they're kind of gonna do something in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, because I did see somewhere that slowed down that big green blast that hits Goku. It looks like he's about to go Ultra Instinct. That might be the case. He might be able to go into it again, because maybe he does need another big threat to really make him almost be on the brink of dying or something. I don't know. It really depends. Maybe he will go Ultra Instinct in the movie. I don't really want it to do that, but I think that they should do a better way of actually dealing with Broly, because Broly, he's a huge powerhouse, but I don't want him to be just simplified by, oh, yep, Goku can now use Ultra Instinct. Now Goku, he's pretty much going to be the strongest person in, you know, the universe, and probably other universes. And not even just that, Jiren is most likely the strongest person alive now. Yeah, so he's probably the strongest person. I don't know. Goku, he just kind of got to sit down, honestly, with all that trying to get more powerful. It kind of doesn't make sense, and it's kind of tiresome. But what do you guys think? Like the video, comment down below what you think, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys later until the next video.